Sex trafficking survivor Anneke Lucas's story bears striking similarities to Jeffrey Epstein's connections to powerful elites, including the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. Trained as a spy at 10, sex trafficking survivor Anneke Lucas names her billionaire abusers. Trained as a spy at 10, sex trafficking survivor Anneke Lucas names her billionaire abusers. Anneke Lucas's harrowing story of survival exposes the dark underbelly of global power structures. Trained as a spy at just 10 years old and trafficked through a web of elite circles, her experiences draw striking parallels to the story of Jeffrey Epstein, another figure who served as a cog in the machinery of the powerful. Both Lucas and Epstein's stories highlight a chilling reality: the exploitation and control of vulnerable individuals as tools of blackmail and manipulation by the world's most influential families and organizations. A system of control. Anneke Lucas has openly named her billionaire abusers, pulling back the curtain on a system that thrives on secrecy and impunity. She has described how the abuse was not random but carefully orchestrated, implicating influential figures who used their wealth and power to evade accountability. This aligns eerily with the Epstein saga and, by extension, the role of Ghislaine Maxwell in his operations. Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's closest confidant and partner in crime, also had deep ties to power through her family. Her father, Robert Maxwell, was a known operative for both Mossad and MI6, leveraging his media empire and political connections to serve intelligence interests. The Maxwell family's ties to the Rothschilds further underscore the depth of this interconnected web of power. Ghislaine's privileged position, sponsored and protected by the same powerful families, enabled her to facilitate Epstein's operations, creating a system of blackmail that targeted some of the world's most influential figures. Epstein, originally a math teacher, inexplicably transitioned into the world of finance, landing a position at Goldman Sachs through an introduction by the Rothschild family. His rise was marked by his role as a procurer of young victims for powerful individuals. But Epstein was more than a predator. He was a tool. His ties to intelligence agencies like Mossad and his ability to blackmail high-profile figures such as Bill Gates and Bill Clinton suggest he was part of a broader system of control. The role of the cabal. Anneke Lucas's story and the cases of Epstein and Maxwell converge on the notion of a hidden hierarchy, a cabal composed of families like the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. These families have long been associated with global financial systems and political manipulation. Their influence transcends borders and ideologies, rendering political parties mere puppets in a grander scheme of divide and conquer. Consider the Rothschild Bank's role in rescuing Donald Trump during his Atlantic City bankruptcy. Far from being an isolated event, this bailout exemplifies how figures who appear to be mavericks or outsiders are, in reality, indebted to the same powerful entities. Whether it's Trump, Biden, or even the Kennedys, their rise to power is often not a matter of merit or destiny but of selection by those who control the system. And yet, many still revere the Kennedys as a family that defended the people. This idealized image ignores the darker truths about their rise to power. John F. Kennedy, often seen as a champion of the people, was, in fact, sponsored by the mob. His father, Joseph Kennedy, was deeply involved with both the Italian and Jewish mafia, using their influence to build wealth and secure political connections. The Kennedys' ascent to prominence was not a victory for the common man, but a calculated move by powerful interests to position their allies in seats of power. The Republican versus Democrat rivalry is a facade designed to distract the masses, much like the false choice between Coke and Pepsi. The illusion of choice fosters division and prevents unity against the true sources of power and oppression. A network of exploitation. The involvement of intelligence agencies like Mossad and MI6 in the operations of individuals like Maxwell and Epstein further illustrates the complicity of global institutions. These agencies, far from serving national interests, often act as tools for the same elite families who use them to maintain control. The Mossad's role in Epstein's blackmail schemes and Robert Maxwell's dual-agency affiliations demonstrate how intelligence networks are leveraged for the exploitation and manipulation of powerful individuals. Survival against the odds. That Anneke Lucas has survived to tell her story is nothing short of remarkable. It's a testament to her resilience and a stark reminder of how many others have been silenced by the same system. Her bravery in naming her abusers sheds light on a network that relies on secrecy and fear. By speaking out, she challenges the impunity enjoyed by her perpetrators and those who facilitate their crimes. Breaking the cycle. The parallels between Anneke Lucas, Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, and the Kennedys underline the need for greater awareness and action. These stories are not isolated incidents but symptoms of a deeply entrenched system of exploitation and control. They reveal how power is wielded not just in politics or finance, but through the manipulation of human lives. As more survivors like Lucas come forward, the world must confront the uncomfortable truths about who holds the strings. It's not enough to dismiss these revelations as conspiracy theories. The evidence is too pervasive, the patterns too clear. The time has come to hold these hidden power brokers accountable and to dismantle the systems that allow such horrors to persist. Anneke Lucas's story is not just one of survival but a call to action. A plea to expose the darkness and demand justice, not just for her but for all who have suffered in silence. This global network of abuse, facilitated by individuals like Maxwell and Epstein and protected by powerful entities, must be dismantled if there is to be any hope of ending the cycles of exploitation that have persisted for generations.